What's going on, guys? It's your boy Joel TFD here. Welcome back at it again with a brand new review for you guys today. Today we are doing the Avatar The Last Airbender Episode 1 review. I'm generally excited about this, honestly. I might mix in some stuff from Episode 2 just because I'm halfway in Episode 2 right now. This is going to be like an Episode 1 and a half review. I like to do these things where I kind of review the first episode of a series, and then at the end, when I finish the whole season, I do a whole season review. And that's what I'm doing for Avatar The Last Airbender. But before we head straight into the video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel if you're new, because we're trying to get to 750 subscribers before the end of the year, and it will really mean a lot if you guys can hit that subscribe button and help me reach that goal. Anywho, let's head straight into this review. If I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I did watch the episode and then I watched people react to it just because I kind of wanted to get like a bit of an understanding. I feel like I want to start doing that a little bit more when it comes to me watching a series for the first time, because I feel like when it comes to like my opinions, I don't really get all my thoughts across until I actually get to see like a video, and then I'd be like, oh, I agree with this or I agree with that, you know. But I generally liked it. I really did, honestly. Didn't really want to set my expectations too high nor too low, honestly, because I know the trailers really did show a lot, if that makes sense. And I feel like, at least according to the first episode and a half that I've seen, I think it kind of lives up to its potential in a way. I think my only issues would have to be like don't get me wrong, the actors are doing phenomenal. I really like how they act, but I think it's just more like the emotions that it's kind of hard to like really see, if that makes sense. And to back this up, when I was watching people reacting to this episode, they mentioned that like Katara only smiles once, you know, and like, but in the series she's like very like energetic when it comes to her emotions, you know. And that's something that I agree with them, you know, that I didn't really kind of think about until when I saw that video, you know. So it's generally something that I'm kind of like iffy about, you know. But I think in the episode 2 we kind of see a little bit of more, so it's kind of not that bad of a downhill, if that makes sense. Another thing too is with Iroh, like he's very jokingly, you know, he's very soft, like he's like, you know what I mean, like he's very he's like a not necessarily a soft person, but he's like a let loose type of guy, you know. And I feel like in this episode he was just kind of more like a little bit tightened up, you know, but he does kind of let loose a little by little, you know. And I think in episode 2 again he kind of let loose a little bit, you know. I feel like what Netflix tried to do with this episode was try to get everyone kind of hooked in and try not to get too much of that comedic side of this show, to be honest, just so that people can kind of not take the, I guess, the build up as a joke. I don't know. That's just me personally. What I think of what Netflix is thinking. Other than that, though, I think it's actually pretty good. Honestly, in my personal opinion, I really liked everything. When coming to this series, you know, I am kind of thinking of like, this is not like a canon type of thing, you know. If I just kind of have it as its own universe, if that makes sense, you know, so that my emotions for when it comes to the original series doesn't kind of neglect this one, if that makes sense. Because in a way, I really like the episode, you know. I can't really talk about the series just yet because I haven't finished it, you know, but like when it comes to this first episode, like I set my mind to that certain position. Like I try to make it like two different universes, and that's just for me personally. Like I understand like they're like want to relate to the anime, right? Is it anime or show? I would say it's an anime, right? I don't even know. I think people had this debate earlier in life too, and I never really got the chance to really get an answer for that. But I generally liked it, honestly. I think the show kind of has some potential in a way, so far what I've seen. And with episode 2, like from what I've seen, Sokka actually is kind of being a little bit more expressive, you know. I feel like when in the trailers I was just kind of iffy about Sokka because it felt like he was just kind of more of a serious character, but he does let loose. I feel like all the characters start to let loose in episode 2, honestly, because like again, I feel like the first episode they're trying their best to kind of intrigue everyone, if that makes sense, when it comes to the story. So now that episode 2, they're like, all right, let's let these characters loose a little bit, you know. So I think it's actually a really cool like thing, I guess, in a way they added. Other than that though, I generally like it. The bending's so fire, honestly. I know I keep mentioning about the bending, but oh my gosh, it actually looks freaking insane. And I really like Zuko's character too. In a way, it's just kind of like, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's like the beginning of the show, you know, like he's supposed to be kind of serious, you know. I don't know, it's like something about it doesn't seem like intimidating, if that makes sense. But again, I think it's just because it's the beginning of the show, you know, and like he's supposed to be intimidating. But I feel like the actor, again, it's like the emotions with these actors, they kind of like don't really show too much, you know, until like the second episode. But yeah, that is going to be the end of my first episode review of Avatar The Last Airbender. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new. So guys, for you guys to enjoy your day, make everything nice today, and we'll stay positive, be positive. You guys already know to have a positive mindset. Peace.